Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome inside the IRA Civic Center in Grand Rapids. We have a JV matchup coming up between the Brainerd Warriors and the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. And, of course, the varsity game following on Up North Hockey at 7 o'clock. Should be, a physical game tonight. It might be a competitive game. Brainerd a little bit down. Grand Rapids obviously off to a 6-0 start to the season. So we should have two entertaining matchups coming up here at the IRA Civic Center. So we'll step aside here as warm-ups are just getting underway, and we'll play the sponsor ads. Once again, it's Grand Rapids and Brainerd. JV coming your way next on Up North Hockey. Stop by Iron Range Apparel for all your Minnesota-themed clothing and home decor. Located in the Thunderbird Mall in Virginia, Iron Range Apparel offers lake cabin and home decor along with a large variety of apparel. Grab a hockey hoodie for the rink or a winter hat for the cold Minnesota weather. Iron Range Apparel also offers wholesale pricing and custom screen printing. Find them on Facebook and Instagram or shop online at ironrange.shop, and good luck to all the players. Minnesota Twist Drill is a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey and wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun. For all your heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration needs in the Grand Rapids area, call Tony from Anthony's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration at 218-256-1092 or find them on Facebook at Anthony's Heating, AC, and Refrigeration, LLC. G&B Environmental specializes in proactive air and water filtration services, HVAC coil protection, cottonwood screen insulation for cooling units, UV light air purification systems, and electrostatic disinfectant spraying for COVID-19 and other contagions. Give them a call at 1-800-466-2018 or visit gbenvironmental.com. Winnie Trading Post is your one-stop shop on the way to the lake. Located 12 miles north of Deer River on Highway 46 by Lake Winnebagosh, Winnie Trading Post offers gas, food, bait, propane, and everything in between. Find them on Facebook by searching Winnie Trading Post, or stop by on your next trip to the lake. All right, welcome back to the IRA Civic Center in Grand Rapids. We have about 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the warm-ups for this JV matchup between the Brainerd Warriors and the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. Eric, I think these two games should be very entertaining here tonight. They're usually physical games. It's a mini rivalry between Grand Rapids and Brainerd, so like I said, expecting two entertaining games in the JV matchup and the varsity game as well.
You're right, Blake. I think that over the years, I think this started playing each other probably 10 years ago. Before that, I don't think they played much at all. But now that they have, I know that Brainerd was good, 10 years ago, and they gave Grand Rapids a good couple runs for their money. But I think there's a lot of hits. Games I've seen in the last couple of years been a physical game. Right now, I think Brainerd, they got numbers. I was looking, they got a lot of kids on both rosters. I mean, they got it's listed one roster, but there's a lot of kids. So they've always got a good program down there. The youth program's going up. You always hear them; they're doing well. So I think we're in for some good entertainment tonight. This Grand Rapids team, the game that I watched them play against Duluth East, they had the game in control at one point. They were up 3-1, and Duluth came back and tied it up. The game ended 3-3, but Grand Rapids, they played well. Got some really good talent on this team. Blaine Mortensen, that game, he got hit in the right wrist, the left wrist, the ankles, blocking shots. I mean, that's dedication. Gavin True playing goalie in that Duluth East game. Played really well, made some really nice stops. So I believe that right now tonight could be a very, very entertaining hockey game.
So we have 24 seconds remaining in warm-ups. And we're just about ready for the opening puck drop in this JV matchup. So, and for talking about the varsity games for Brainerd in their last game, they stuck with Hermantown for 2 periods. It was 1-1 after 1 period of play. Then I believe it was 2-1 Hermantown after 2 periods of play. Third period, they kind of ran out of gas. Final score was 6-1. They lost to Hermantown. Then for Grand Rapids, they got the victory up in Roseau, 5-1. One thing about that game, though, the third-string goalie was in net for Roseau. Roseau's top 2 goalies are out for a couple weeks due to COVID, so they're still able to play the game, but the third string was in. From what I've heard from people that were at the game, they said he played fine still. He filled in very nicely for the Rams, but that's just something to note. So,
I listened to the game.
Yeah.
And for 2 periods, he was playing great, making great saves, and then it just kind of, Grand Rapids kind of just got some power through there, and they are a dominant team and strong team. So, but we talk about that Hermantown game. Hermantown outshot Brainerd, the varsity, 54-8. So the varsity goalie, he made some nice saves because and I know Hermantown's got some firepower. They've got 7 guys with at least 13 points on the season for Hermantown. We'll talk about that later on tonight. So, no, I think that there's a lot of things, good hockey going on. Good. This is a big week for Grand Rapids varsity and JV playing Brainerd tonight. Need to kind of fine-tune everything because Thursday they take on the Hermantown Hawks in Hermantown, which is probably going to be a great matchup.
That's probably going to be Grand Rapids' biggest test so far this season, even over Hill Murray. I think Hermantown would be a top 5 team in Class AA for sure.
I agree with that.
So we are underway from the IRA Civic Center in this JV matchup as we have play in the Grand Rapids zone up the near half wall. Now shot towards the net. Trying to put a shot on there was Larson. Got steered aside by the Grand Rapids defender. Now Mortensen brings it out for the Thunderhawks. Goes around the defenseman. Out front. Tries finding Roloff there. Can't get a shot on net there as the puck went to the corner. Now up to the point. Shot in by Mortensen. And Grand Rapids gets a change here. Behind the Brainerd net now. In the far corner, sent up to the half wall. And now it's going to be brought up by the Warriors, Zach Burks. Burks driving in. Now poked away by the Grand Rapids defender, Dominic Provizino. Now here's Hayden Davis. Shot in by Brainerd from the point. And covered up by the goaltender, Zach Lagergren.
That's good start to the game. Brainerd come out right away with got the puck in the zone. Didn't really get a shot on net, but they really put the pressure on.
Goaltenders here tonight for the Brainerd Warriors, number 33, Carter Springer. And like I said, for Grand Rapids, number 35, Zach Lagergren. Just getting underway here in this JV matchup. Shot there from the point, goes wide. Shot by Landon Carey. Now Grand Rapids trying to drive out with it. Kept in by the Warriors. Along the far half wall, battle for it. And now poked up to the point as it's picked up by Miles. Now up to the blue line, still kept in by Landon Carey. Shot right on, out front, another shot. Couple saves there for Lagergren. He's busy here early in this game. Few saves for the Grand Rapids JV netminder. Now shot out by Hayden Davis to the Brainerd zone. Here's Selisker. Selisker is going to shoot it in down to the near corner. Now coming in to pick it up for Grand Rapids is Kyle Hankey. Hankey driving up with it through center ice. Now Grand Rapids is going to be way offside. That's Zimmer just a little anxious there, and we have a stoppage of play.
Now you see that every time. The Grand Rapids forward, Hankey, he had the puck. The defenseman was bringing it up. Full speed, made a little zig at the end of the blue line, and the guy just kept going, his winger. Going to get an offside every time.
Brought up by Brainerd, flipped in by number 26, Noah Peterson. Now back behind the net in the Grand Rapids zone. Here's Hausen. Up to the point, shot blocked away by Salisbury. And now it's flipped out by the Thunderhawk, Xander Butterfield. And slapped right back in by Brainerd. Peterson sends it down to the backboards. Hausen. And now up to Salisbury. Can't catch the pass, but now Salisbury comes in and picks it up. Shoots it all the way in at the red line. Now Brainerd retreats back in their own zone. Now it's going to be tipped out by the Warriors to center ice as it's shot in by Peterson. Now for Grand Rapids behind the net. Sent all the way up to neutral. Here's Verbeek. Travis Verbeek, no one there to catch the pass. He was all alone there. Now Brainerd backhands it off the boards, kept in there by Davis. Now here's Brow. Sent up to the point. Davis keeps it in again, puts a shot, and goes off a stick of a Brainerd defender. Now here's Brow again. Brainerd still trying to work it out here. Grand Rapids doing a good job at keeping it in at the point. Now it finally does squirt out. Picked up by Mortensen. Back to Hakey. Shot blocked away. Now up to the point. Here's Roloff. Now over to Mortensen. Back behind the net. Shots on goal so far 3-1 in favor of Brainerd. Hankey backhands it in. Now intercepted by the Warriors. As it's sent up to Larson. Now Hausen back in the Grand Rapids zone. It's a skate of a Brainerd defender, goes to neutral. Now in the offensive zone for Grand Rapids, Mortensen with a shot right on, and it's going to be covered up by the goaltender, Springer.
That's a couple of chances for Mortensen again. Comes in on that off wing, get able to get that quick shot off. Kind of off wing's always a tough spot because you chances are you're looking at short side. So, just keep the hustle up.
Face off in the Brainerd zone, one back by Mortensen. Provenzino couldn't get a shot on net there. Now in the near corner in the Brainerd zone, picked up by the Warriors. Here's Ekstrand. Now along the far sideboards, Mortensen had it there momentarily. Now in front, Mortensen scores off the rebound. And the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks strike first here in this one.
Yeah, that was actually nice. As I said, quick shot. That's that was his third shot on net for the game. That was really nice. He'd be able to get it quick. Kind of caught the goalie kind of going with the play when the puck squirted out to Mortensen, and he was able to shoot it in and got it right. Looked like it probably went through the 5-hole. It looked like.
So with 10:25 remaining in period number one, it's 1-0 in favor of Grand Rapids. Shots on goal, 3-3. So far early in this first period. Tipped out by Brainerd to center ice. Davis shoots it right back in. It goes back to neutral, shot right back in by the Thunderhawks, Travis Verbeek. Now Brainerd in their own zone. And now trying to flip it out there. High stick. Grand Rapids does touch it, though, as it's shot in by Owen Glenn. Here's Carey for Brainerd. Sends it to his defensive partner. Now Brainerd tips it out to center ice. And Verbeek is going to shoot it right back in. Now trying to find a pass there was Landon Carey. Can't find a teammate. And the puck's going to go all the way down for an icing.
You know, Brainerd came out, started this game. They come in and put the pressure on right away. Now it's kind of been back the other way. And watching Grand Rapids kind of reverse things here, it's looking pretty good. You know, that was a good icing there. They put pressure on Brainerd. The only way they're going to get a break was to ice the puck.
So face-off here in the Brainerd zone. Trying to put a shot on there from the corner was Grand Rapids. Now trying to put a shot through there was Housing. Gets blocked away by the Warriors defender. Now it leaves the zone momentarily. Hankey flips it right back in. Now in the near corner, sent up to the half wall. Shot out by Wozni. Back in the Brainerd zone. Now sent to neutral. As it's controlled by Erickson. Shot out, now back in the Grand Rapids zone. And it's going to be flipped through neutral. Picked up by Mortensen, breakaway chance. Shot, pad save there by Springer. Mortensen off to a really good start here in this game. He has 1 goal and numerous chances for this Grand Rapids JV team. Up to the point now. Kept in by Provenzino, down to the corner, out front. Shot there by Osplund. Now it's going to leave the zone. No icing there on the play. As it's picked up by Davis. Davis tries intending the pass to Eli Holcomb, but they can't connect on the pass, and it goes all the way down for an icing.
You know, that was some good hustle by Grand Rapids. They got the puck out front. Josh Osplund, he just missed it. He got a good shot. Goalie made a good save. Mortensen again, hustling, getting shots. It must be his fifth shot the game so far.
Face off in the Grand Rapids zone. Roloff trying to send it out. Now it will leave the zone to center ice. Here's Larson. Now back in the Grand Rapids zone. Here's Davis. Davis up to Roloff. Now Roloff finds Dulong on the pass. Over to Mortensen. Backhand shot there and a glove save by the goaltender Carter Springer.
You know, it is good hustle by Grand Rapids. They come out. First minute was all Brainerd. Now it's been literally all Grand Rapids.
Yeah, it's been a really good start for Grand Rapids here in this one. Shots on goal only 4-3 in favor of the Thunderhawks. Not sure if they're updating it. Seems like there's been a lot more shots for Grand Rapids. Now that they just did put another one up for the Thunderhawks, 5-3 shots on goal in favor of the home team. And it's still 1-0 in favor of the Thunderhawks with 7:30 remaining in period number 1. Now it's going to be shot all the way down by Brainerd. No icing there on the play. Now Mitchell Hausen sends it out through neutral. Once again, no icing there on that shot. Now the Warriors pick it up in their own zone. Here's Carey. Now in front of the benches, back to Carey. Now he finds Miles at center ice. Now brought in by Brainerd into the offensive zone. In the far corner, a battle for it. Now along the half wall, still battling for that puck. Now goes behind the net, picked up by Hausen. Hausen finds Verbeek on the pass. Verbeek drives in, gets knocked off the play. Now puck at the backboards. Out front. Can't get a shot off there are the Thunderhawks. Another shot that gets blocked away by Radweiler. Now Davis brings it through neutral, shoots it in. Stopped by the goaltender Springer. To the point, Davis once again hits the pipe. You could hear the iron from up here. Another shot there by Davis, blocked away by Carey. And kept in by Grand Rapids at the point. A lot of good shots here for Grand Rapids so far, especially that last one. You could hear the iron from up here.
I thought he had the goalie beat on the glove side, and it just hit the upper corner between right under the crossbar, but hit the pipe.
He definitely did have the goalie beat, but just an inch or two to the right, and it remains 1-0 with 5:49 remaining in period number 1.
As they say the goalie's best friend.
That's right. Face off here to the right of Springer. Now in the far corner. Still in the Brainerd zone. Now back behind the net. Warriors trying to set it out now along the far half wall. And Brainerd's unable to drive out with it. Here's Hankey for Grand Rapids. Hankey behind the net. Now in the near corner. Out front, blocked away. And now it's sent up to Larson, who brings it out for Brainerd. Deep in the Grand Rapids zone. Back behind the net. Now it's brought out by the Thunderhawks' Ethan Zimmer. Sends it all the way down. Now coming in to pick it up is Hausen behind the net. Not sure where the puck went.
Oh, he had it stuck up in his breezers.
And the referee blows the whistle, and we have a stoppage of play.
So who do you might think the number 2 for Grand Rapids is?
I have it right here. It's Caden Jacobson. I'd like to thank Grand Rapids student manager Drew Kuschel. There's an opportunity there out front for Grand Rapids. Goes just wide. But I would like to thank Grand Rapids student manager Drew Kuschel for providing us with a very nice line chart here with a bunch of statistics. And he also did provide me with an updated JV roster. So I do have Jacobson number 2 on the roster. So like I said.
Well, I was going to call that out because Jacobson was streaking off the bench, and he was wide open, and the puck got intercepted.
Here's Mortensen shot. Another pipe shot. Hit the crossbar this time. That's pipe shot number 2 for Grand Rapids here in this first period. Grand Rapids controls in their offensive zone. Davis over to Provenzino. Provenzino sends it down to the corner. Now controlled by Carey of Brainerd. He'll just flip it out, and it's going to go all the way down for an icing.
Well, you know, they got the shots listed at 5 for the Thunderhawks, 3 for the Warriors. I think there's been a few more shots both ways. I think they had a few to start the game out. Brainerd did. So I think they've changed a little bit. Mortensen alone, I think, has got 5-6 shots.
There have been a couple pipe shots, but, yeah, definitely more than 5 shots for Grand Rapids here in this first period. Backhand shot there by Hausen. Fires it over the net. Now back behind the net. Roloff trying to pick it up. 2-on-2 battle. Now back up to the point. Hausen shot. Hits a skate out front. Now sent behind the net by Davidge. Now back to the near corner. Davidge sends it up to Wasney. Now Brainerd's going to send it out. It will not go down for an icing. Hausen comes in to pick it up in his defensive zone. Sends it over to Hankey. Hankey trying to find number 16, Luke Dulong, just out of reach, and it goes down for an icing.
You know, Rapids has had 3 icings this period, and they've all been on that long pass, that break. Brainerd's making a change. Rapids has the lone guy sitting by the blue line, the offensive blue line, and just missing him just by inches.
So face off here in the Grand Rapids zone. We have 3:10 remaining in period number 1. Out front, opportunity, scores! Just like that, Brainerd ties it up at 1 apiece. That's number 29, Zach Burks.
He was wide open right in the front all by himself, and the puck ended up right on his stick. It was some good hustle by his teammates to get the puck out to him, and he was able to make that shot.
Yeah, very nice shot there by Burks.
And that's a tough shot for a goalie that close, handcuffed. You got to come from your right to center to get that. That's a tough goal save for Lotigren there.
So a 2:57 remaining in period 1. We are tied up at 1 apiece between Grand Rapids and Brainerd. Of course, scoring the first goal for Grand Rapids was Blade Mortensen. And then, like I said, scoring the goal for Brainerd was Zach Burks, number 29. So play continues here in front of the benches as it's fired in by Brainerd's number 29, Zach Burks, the goal scorer for Brainerd. Grand Rapids trying to drive out with it. Picked up by Larson. Larson sends it to the opposite sideboards. Now it will be flipped out by Davis. Back in the Brainerd zone. Both teams get a line change. Now for Brainerd in the Grand Rapids zone. Miles in the near corner. Battle for it. Now Grand Rapids will come away with it as it's shot up by Butterfield. Now back in the Brainerd zone. So it's Ekstrand who shoots it up the boards, and now it's flipped through neutral by Noah Miles. Grand Rapids back in their defensive zone. Housing controls. Sends it through neutral. Now Brainerd controls in their zone. Landed carry off the sideboards. Finds Randweiler on the pass. Now back in the Grand Rapids zone. Shot there. Blocked away by Hausen. Another chance. Now in the far corner. Back behind the net. Here's Hakey. 2:35 remaining in period 1. Butterfield controls now. Sends it back behind the net. Back over to Hankey. Hankey sends it up the near half wall. And it's backhanded out by Zimmer. Now Salisbury is going to shoot it in. Goes all the way to the backboards in the Brainerd zone. Now in the far corner. The two teams will chase for it. Here's Zimmer. Excuse me, that was Dulon. Number 16. Davis. At the point, shot right on. Rebound chance, and it squirts out, picked up by Brainerd. And they will flip it out, picked up by Davis in the neutral zone. As he fires it down to the far corner, back behind the net. Here's Ekstrand. Now back to the backboards, a battle for it. And we have a penalty coming up on Grand Rapids. Brainerd's going to be heading to the power play here momentarily. As goaltender Springer goes to the bench. Now a shot there from the point and covered up by Lagergren.
You know, I'm surprised he wasn't called for that right away on the first one. He had the guy. He held him coming into the corner, and then he got away from him. They didn't call it. Then he did the same thing to him again behind the net, and they called it.
So that's Luke Dulong heading to the box for 2 minutes. So an opportunity for Brainerd to get their first lead of the game. As play continues in the Brainerd zone, backhanded up by Provincino. It's going to go all the way down. Picked up by Brainerd. Mortensen pressuring. Now it goes back behind the net. Roloff goes to chase it. Now Brainerd controls. Sent up to Brow. Now Brown finds a pass to Larson. Shot there from the point by Brainerd. Fires it wide. Now back in neutral. Front of the benches. Selisker. Shot all the way down to the backboards. Grand Rapids brings it around the boards. 30 seconds remaining in period 1. Now Davis will shoot it off the glass. And it will leave the zone. Brainerd's forced to retreat back in the neutral zone. Roloff's going to send it in. 48 seconds remaining on the power play for Brainerd. And only 6 seconds remaining in period number 1. The time will run down as Brainerd flips it in. And that's going to do it for period number 1 from the IRA Civic Center. It is 1-1 between Brainerd and Grand Rapids.
You know, it was an entertaining period. Started out right away. Brainerd come out, put the pressure on Grand Rapids for about a minute and a half. Then Grand Rapids turned it back. Started getting shots. Blaine Mortensen, he had a great start to the period. He must have had 4 shots in the first 3 minutes of the game, and then he finally got the 1 goal. They have it listed right now, 6 shots for the Thunderhawks, 5 shots for the Warriors, 1-1 tie after 1 period of play. Like you said before we started, Blake, it was going to be an entertaining period. I think the 1 goal that Brainerd got was it was a good play, tough save. It's one of those things where the guy was left wide open out front, and the puck hit his stick, and he was able to, just kind of deflect it off of the Grand Rapids goalie to put it in the net to make it a 1-1 game.
And once again, recapping the scoring from the first period of play, Mortensen scored the goal. Blaine Mortensen, that is, number 3, scored the goal for Grand Rapids to make it 1-0. Then the other goal in this period was scored by Brainerd. That was Zach Brooks, number 29, scoring that goal. And that's where we stand after 1 period of play from the IRA Civic Center in this JV matchup. It is 1-1 between Grand Rapids and Brainerd. The Warriors will have a power play for 37 seconds to start their second period. And we have a resurface here. We'll be back for that in about 10 minutes or so. We'll play our sponsor ads, and we'll be back for the second period of play from Grand Rapids. Stop by Iron Range Apparel for all your Minnesota-themed clothing and home decor. Located in the Thunderbird Mall in Virginia, Iron Range Apparel offers lake cabin and home decor along with a large variety of apparel. Grab a hockey hoodie for the rink or a winter hat for the cold Minnesota weather. Iron Range Apparel also offers wholesale pricing and custom screen printing. Find them on Facebook and Instagram or shop online at ironrange.shop, and good luck to all the players. Minnesota Twist Drill is a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey and wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun. For all your heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration needs in the Grand Rapids area, call Tony from Anthony's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration at 218-256-1092 or find them on Facebook at Anthony's Heating, AC, and Refrigeration, LLC. G&B Environmental specializes in proactive air and water filtration services, HVAC coil protection, cottonwood screen insulation for cooling units, UV light air purification systems, and electrostatic disinfectant spraying for COVID-19 and other contagions. Give them a call at 1-800-466-2018 or visit gbenvironmental.com. Winnie Trading Post is your one-stop shop on the way to the lake. Located 12 miles north of Deer River on Highway 46 by Lake Winnebagosh, Winnie Trading Post offers gas, food, bait, propane, and everything in between. Find them on Facebook by searching Winnie Trading Post or stop by on your next trip to the lake.
The Bachelor is back. Stream it live.
All right, welcome back to Grand Rapids. We're just about ready for the second period of play in this JV matchup. Just recapping or previewing the varsity game here tonight. Brainerd comes into this game with a record of 2-4. They lost their first two games of the season to Sartell, St. Stephen 2-1, then Moorhead 3-2. Then they got two victories over River Lakes 3-0 and Bemidji 4-3. Then in the Warriors' last two games, they lost to Duluth East 4-2 and Hermantown 6-1. So like I said, 2-4 start for the Brainerd Warriors. And then for Grand Rapids, Thunderhawks still undefeated to start this season. 6-0. They've gotten victories over Cloquet-Esco Carleton 6-1, Moorhead 3-0, Duluth Marshall 5-0, Hill Murray 2-1, Duluth East 3-0, and in the Thunderhawks' last game, a 5-1 victory over Roseau up at the Roseau Memorial Building. So the Warriors are back on the ice, the JV team. And now Grand Rapids will follow here. And we're just about ready for second period action. So again, it's 1-1 between Grand Rapids and Brainerd. Also, Brainerd will have a power play for 37 seconds to start their second period of play. Also on Up North Hockey tonight, we have a girls hockey matchup over at the Hibbing Memorial Building. It's the Duluth Northern Stars taking on the Hibbing Chisholm Blue Jackets. Randy has coverage of that right now. He's doing the JV game. Then he will be doing the varsity game after. So a doubleheader here tonight on Up North Hockey. And also coming up on Thursday night, we'll have another doubleheader. North Shore and Eveleth Gilbert. Boys matchup over at the Eveleth Hippodrome. That's going to be a varsity only. There will, I believe, North Shore does have a JV game team, but it's just not going to work for our schedule to do both. So we're just going to do the varsity game, and then I will be in Colorado for Virginia and Greenway. So another doubleheader coming up on Thursday night on Up North Hockey.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good game. You know, I was asking you earlier who the North Shore consists of, and you know, you put Two Harbors, Silver Bay, and Grand Marais. Anybody in that area, I suppose, is consisted of that team. So, you know, it should be a good game. Eveleth, we did their first game of the year. They played good against Coleraine. I did their second game, and they played against Hermantown, and you know, that was tough right away. Got right out the gate. Hermantown, you know, they kind of got their wheels going that game. So I think it'll be a good game. Randy and I are going to do that game Thursday night, and then Randy and I will be doing a game on Friday night. It'll be Greenway and Hibbing from Hibbing, the Memorial Building.
So busy week of hockey on Up North Hockey. Last week, of course, was a slow week for us. There weren't many games in this area to do. We did a junior gold game, and then we also did a boys hockey game on Friday night. It was a 0-0 tie between Hibbing Chisholm and Eveleth Gilbert. But yeah, busy week of hockey this week on Up North Hockey. So the second period is underway from the IRA Civic Center. Time winding down on the Brainerd power play. Trying to get one last shot on the man advantage. Shot there, blocked away by number 6, Will Stauffer. And now Grand Rapids back at full strength as Luke Doulon comes out of the penalty box for the Thunderhawks. Now Brainerd back in their own zone as it's slapped out by Mitchell Brow. Back in the Grand Rapids zone, Housen sends it out. Tipped right back in by Brainerd. Now Mortensen controls, skating back with it. Mortensen kind of fumbles with it, but regains possession. Sends it over to Stauffer. Now sent through neutral by Owen Glenn. Brainerd back in their own zone. Here's Carey. Carey sends it all the way through center ice. No icing on the play, waved off by the referees. Now Grand Rapids shoots it out. Here's Jacobson. Caden Jacobson, number 2, stops in the corner, looking over his options. to the point to Davis. Davis shot. Hits traffic and goes over the net. Now the puck squirts back to neutral, back in the Grand Rapids zone. Now flipped through center ice by Hayden Davis. Now picked up by Butterfield. Butterfield in the near corner. Now along the near half wall. Butterfield picks it up again. Shot blocked away by number 43, Keegan Davidge. Now in the far corner, a battle for it. And Grand Rapids will come away with it. Shot there, goes wide. Shot by Ethan Zimmer. Now at the point, kept in by Provenzino. Now a shot there, and it's going to be covered up by goaltender Springer.
You know, kind of Grand Rapids got the puck in here. A couple shots killed off that 37 seconds of the power play carrying over from the first period. But again, they've come out. They're carrying the play, getting some shots right now.
Puck left the zone there momentarily. Backhanded in by Salisbury. 12:26 remaining in our middle period in this JV matchup. Still tied at 1 apiece between Brainerd and Grand Rapids. Thank everyone for joining us here this evening. We have close to 100 people watching this JV game. I would assume many more for the varsity game coming up here tonight. Sent up by Brainerd, just out of reach of number 17, Hayden Ranweiler. And it goes all the way down for an icing.
You know, that's a couple icings we've seen on that long pass, trying to break the guy free and having that happen. So, you know, each team's trying to take advantage of the other team changing.
Face off in the Brainerd zone, one back by the Warriors. Now puck in the near corner. Shot there for the point by Will Stoffer. Deflects off the goaltender Springer and hits the netting and goes out of play. So face off here to the right of the Brainerd netminder. Verbeek and Selsker at the face-off dot. One back by Grand Rapids, now intercepted by Brainerd. Brought up by Carey. Now shot down to the corner. Here's Hausen picking it up. Back behind the net. Here's Ranweiler. Intercepted by Grand Rapids, brought up through center ice. Here's Holcomb. Trying to shoot it towards the net now. Picked up by Brainerd in their own zone, back of the backboards. Trying to shoot it out, intercepted by Dulog. Shot right on there, another chance there for number 7, Osplund. And Springer comes up big there with the save. And now we're going to have another icing here.
It's another guy, Osplund, is getting 3-4 shots. He's going to have to get one to tally here pretty soon. You know, getting these shots when they can. You know, the shots are 9-5 in favor of the Thunderhawks. The puck is being thrown at the net a lot more by both teams. I think that's just what the on the net shots that they're recording.
One back by Mortensen. Shot down to the corner by Provenzino. Now Brainerd will come away with it. Eli Roloff keeps it in there momentarily. Does leave the zone. Now Roloff brings it in. Can't drive it to the net. Now the puck is behind the net. Flipped up to the far half wall. Backhanded off the glass by the Warriors. Now coming in to pick it up for Grand Rapids is Davis. Davis will drive out with it now. Flips it off the boards. Davis driving into the Brainerd zone. Out front. Puck loose. Mortensen can't get a stick on it for the rebound. Davis, another shot there. Hits traffic and goes wide. Another shot by number 17, Provenzino. So it went to the far or near corner. Now Brainerd trying to shoot it out. Now they will tip it out. Tipped out by Noah Peterson. Now Will Stoffer controls it in front of the Brainerd bench. It was poked away by Kellen Cousino. Now back in the Grand Rapids zone. Mortensen Sends it up to Zimmer. Tipped back in by Brainerd. Now all the way to the backboards. Here's Stauffer. Now brought out to neutral in the Brainerd zone now. Backhanded behind the net by Brow. Now here's Carey for the Warriors. Back behind the net. 9:18 remaining in period 2. Now up at the point, kept in by Stauffer. Now back up to the point. Shot all the way in by Zimmer. Now the Warriors will drive out with it as the puck goes through neutral, intercepted by Hausen. Hausen sends it all the way to the backboards. Now the Warriors will flip it out as it goes through neutral. It's not going to make it for an icing as Davis comes in and picks it up. Davis tries finding Jacobson on the pass. And nice hustle there by number 10, Salisbury, but he can't get there in time as it goes down for an icing.
You know, one thing I watch about Provenzino and Davis for the Thunderhawks, they play well together. One pinches, the other one covers. I've noticed that a couple times tonight. Most of the defensemen I've noticed for Grand Rapids, varsity or not, they are very good. They cover for each other. They, complement each other quite well.
So face-off to the left of goaltender Zach Lagergren. So we have some kind of...
His mask keeps falling off.
I see. We will have a face-off here at the Grand Rapids zone. Davis picks it up. To Jacobson, trying to drive ahead with it. Now coming in to pick it up is Salisbury. Salisbury gets knocked off the play. Now Brainerd picks it up. Miles can't get a shot through there. Now here's Jacobson. Kept in by Brainerd at the point. Shot in by Selsker. Now here's Salisbury driving out with it. Salisbury through neutral. Can't get a shot through there. Blocked away by number 47, Connor Erickson. Not sure where the puck went.
Brainerd, they do a great job of, right now, of bottling Grand Rapids up between the blue line in. They've kind of handcuffed them a couple times, so makes it a lot harder.
The point, Stauffer shot right on, pad save by Springer. Another shot there by Hausen. Another save by Springer. Now along the far half wall, Mortensen at the point. Shot goes wide, hits the backboards. Now battle for it along the sideboards. Coming away with it is Holcomb. Now Mortensen comes in and picks it up. Mortensen back behind the net. Sends it up to the point. Shot there by Dulong. Back to the backboards now. To the near corner. Brainerd picks it up. Trying to drive it out here. It's been a long shift for both teams. Hausen at the point. Gets a shot through traffic. Still loose. And it's finally covered up by the goaltender, Carter Springer.
That's good pressure by Grand Rapids there. Brainerd been out there a long time. The defensemen, they've seemed awful tired. Kind of was trying to get the whistle, trying to get it against the boards. And Mortensen was able to get it free and get it back behind the net and then come back out. He skated it out the middle. That's what I like to see, is when you skate it to the middle instead of just throw it away.
Face off of the Brainerd zone. One back by Grand Rapids as Davis can't get a shot on net there. Went just wide. Now the Warriors drive out with it. Larson sends it to neutral. Now battle for it in front of the penalty benches as it's flipped in by Roloff. Now picked up by Mitchell Brow. Still in the Brainerd zone. Here's Carey. Finds Larson on a pass. Larson now up to Burks. Now deep in the Grand Rapids zone. A battle for it in the far corner. Coming to pick it up is Mortensen. Over to Davis. Now up to Dulong. Dulong over to Mortensen. Trying to get a shot through there. Hits the skate of the Brainerd defender, Connor Erickson. Now the puck will be sent all the way down. Picked up by Hausen in his defensive zone. Hausen through neutral now. Mitchell Hausen driving in. Shot there. Pad save by Springer. Another shot there. Looked like it hit the pipe. Now up to the point. Jacobson trying to get a shot through. Another shot blocked away by Selsker. Now it's going to be a shot off the glass and sent all the way down by Brainerd for an icing.
Yeah, it was a good little flurry for Grand Rapids there. Getting a few shots. Puck come back out. Kept it in the zone. They could have scored it out a couple times.
So we have 5:26 remaining in our middle period. This JV game between Grand Rapids and Brainerd, looking for our first goal of the period as it remains 1-1. Shot there by Hausen. And saved there by Springer. Brainerd controls in their own zone. Now up to the point, Stauffer. Shot there. Stauffer sent it over to Owen Glenn, fires it over the net. Now along the half wall. Brought up by Grand Rapids. Now Brainerd comes the other way. Shot there by Noah Miles, number 16. And Lagergren's there for the save. So the second period here, it's been all Grand Rapids once again. That was the case in the first period for the most part. I think Brainerd did recover really well after the first half of the first period. They were able to score that goal to tie it up at 1, but then they started playing a little better. But now this second period has been all Grand Rapids as we have 4:47 remaining in period 2. And we do have coincidental minors on both teams.
It has been all Grand Rapids. They're playing really, really well.
Can't see who's in the box there for both teams. Looking at shots on goal, according to the shots on goal clock here at the IRA Civic Center, 16-7 in favor of the Thunderhawks. So that clock says 16. How many attempted shots do you think Grand Rapids has?
I would say 30.
Yeah, I would say so too. There's, Brainerd's done a good job blocking shots, and there's been a couple of pipe shots by Grand Rapids, but yeah, Brainerd has done a good job. They've been dominating in this game, but they've done a good job, playing in that defensive zone and blocking shots and clearing the guys in front of the net.
And I've always said in this arena, I've done the clock work down there before and kept stats and looked at the shots. It's actually tough from being in that angle to see every shot that goes on net. Usually it's the other way, though. Usually there's more shots on the board than there are shots usually, but this is opposite today.
Face off in the Brainerd zone. The Warriors drive out with it. Here's Brow, sends it in to the backboards. Now coming in is Larson. Out front, shot by the Warriors. Trying to take their first lead of the game. Shot by Burks. And it went wide of the net. Now another shot there from the point by number 43, Keegan Davidge. And that shot went wide of the net. Still in the Grand Rapids zone. Now out front. Back up to the point by number 43. Shot there. Pad save by Lagergren. Now another shot whistle there.
Glad
and
grabbed the hold
save
of
by
that one. Grand Rapids defensemen, the whole line looked like they were getting tired. So that was good. .308 remaining in period number 2. A face-off to the left of Lagergren.
One back by Grand Rapids. Here's Davis back behind the net. Davis drives up with it, going all alone. He gets it taken away and poked out by Miles. And it was just before the red line, and it will go all the way down for an icing. Both teams back at full strength. The coincidental penalties have expired. 2:50 remaining in period number 2. Still 1-1 between Grand Rapids and Brainerd. Brainerd wins it back to the near corner. Battle for it. Now back behind the net to the opposite corner. Here's the roll-off. Roll-off loses it. Will leave the zone to neutral. Davis now flips it in to the near corner. Now up to Mortensen. Over to Davis. Davis shot. Nice block there by Hayden Ranweiler. Now Ranweiler is going to send it all the way down for an icing once again.
I think that one hurt a little bit. He got that in the, looked like the rib cage.
You got to credit the Brainerd defenders here. They've been doing it all game, blocking shots. That's probably their 10th or 15th shot between there, I would say. They've been doing a really good job.
At least.
Blocking shots. Just kept in by Grand Rapids at the point. Here's Stauffer. Gets blocked away, hits a skate. 2 minutes remaining in our middle period. Hausen can't keep it in as it squirts to neutral. Mortensen treating back with it over to Stauffer. Stauffer finds Dulong. Battle for it in front of the Brainerd bench. Still battling for it. Now Mortensen comes away with it. Back to Stauffer. And now a penalty coming up on Grand Rapids. It's going to be Luke Dulong heading to the box. I believe that's his second penalty of the game.
Kind of an unnecessary penalty at that moment.
It's a high sticking penalty, like I said, on number 16, Dulong. Brainerd back on the power play. We'll have this power play for 1:35 here in the second period. And then a short power play to start the final period of play. Face off in the Grand Rapids zone. To the point, here's Carey. Now down to Larson. Larson trying to center it out front, intercepted by Verbeek. He's going to send it all the way down. Now played by the goaltender Springer. Coming in there was Glenn trying to pick it up, but now sent out by the Warriors. Now back of the Brainerd zone. Over to Carey. Carey through center ice. And now we have 1 minute remaining in period 2. Back in neutral. Controlled by Brow. Tries finding a teammate on the pass there. This is picked up by Stauffer. Stauffer sends it through neutral. Now here's Brainerd with it once again. Back in their own zone. Miles sends it up to center ice. Now Verbeek had it there momentarily. Now tipped in by Verbeek. Here's Roloff. Roloff in the far corner. Now he gets it taken away. As it's shot out by Carey. Grand Rapids in their own zone. Sent off the glass all the way down by Stauffer. Now back behind the net, played by the goaltender Springer. Picked up by Selisker. Selisker finds Brow on the pass. Can't get a shot through there.
Off the rafters.
Yeah, went off the ceiling there, and we have a stoppage of play with only 4 seconds remaining in period number 2.
You know, this is not what Grand Rapids needs. Here they're going to start another period shorthanded. Gives Brainerd that little bit of advantage.
And the time's going to wind down here, and that's going to do it for period number 2 from the IRA Civic Center. It is 1-1 still, no scoring here in the second period. Like I said, 1-1 between Grand Rapids and Brainerd. And Brainerd will have a short power play for 25 seconds to start the final period of play. Another entertaining period here in this JV matchup.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, Grand Rapids come out and kind of dominated there for a long time. The last 2 minutes of the period was kind of flipped around and kind of taken over by Brainerd. And the penalty didn't help Grand Rapids. Dulong taking that penalty at the end of the period there and gave them a power play for a minute 35 of the period. And most of the play was played at center ice because Grand Rapids did a good job of kind of bottling them up at the blue line, and there was no shots on net during that power play for Brainerd because the shots say 16-8, and they've been 16-8 probably since, about the 7-minute mark of the second period.
So we will have another resurface here in between the second and third period. Play our sponsor ads here, and we'll be back for period number 3 from the IRA Civic Center for this JV game. Once again, it's 1-1 between Grand Rapids and Brainerd. Stop by Iron Range Apparel for all your Minnesota-themed clothing and home decor. Located in the Thunderbird Mall in Virginia, Iron Range Apparel offers lake cabin and home decor along with a large variety of apparel. Grab a hockey hoodie for the rink or a winter hat for the cold Minnesota weather. Iron Range Apparel also offers wholesale pricing and custom screen printing. Find them on Facebook and Instagram or shop online at ironrange.shop, and good luck to all the players. Minnesota Twist Drill is a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey and wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun. For all your heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration needs in the Grand Rapids area, call Tony from Anthony's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration at 218-256-1092 or find them on Facebook at Anthony's Heating, AC, and Refrigeration, LLC. G&B Environmental specializes in proactive air and water filtration services, HVAC coil protection, cottonwood screen insulation for cooling units, UV light air purification systems, and electrostatic disinfectant spraying for COVID-19 and other contagions. Give them a call at 1-800-466-2018 or visit gbenvironmental.com. Winnie Trading Post is your one-stop shop on the way to the lake. Located 12 miles north of Deer River on Highway 46 by Lake Winnipegosh, Winnie Trading Post offers gas, food, bait, propane, and everything in between. Find them on Facebook by searching Winnie Trading Post or stop by on your next trip to the lake. Well, welcome back to the IRA Civic Center in Grand Rapids. We're just about ready for period number 3 between Grand Rapids and Brainerd in this JV matchup. 1-1 tie going into the third period. And looking at future games for both teams this week. One game for each team on Thursday. Grand Rapids will travel down to the Twin Ports to take on Hermantown, a very tough Hermantown team. Hawks take on Duluth East tonight. I believe that's at the Heritage Center. And for Grand Rapids, or for Brainerd this week, they will have a home matchup against Alexandria at the Essentia Health Sports Center. And other games going on tonight around high school hockey. Hibbing and Virginia from the Bree Cupoletti Arena in Virginia. Ely takes on Duluth Marshall at the Mars Lakeview Arena. And like I said, Hermantown Duluth East at the Heritage Arena.
You know, Blake, that's the first time them two teams have played in years. I can't tell you how many years it's been, but I know it's been quite a few years since they played each other.
Yeah, it's been a long time. You know, Mike Randolph does not like playing single A teams. Of course, this year with this pandemic going on, he was forced to schedule Hermantown, and he does play a few range teams as well. I believe they play Hibbing. I know they play Virginia in Virginia. And another game tonight, Duluth Denfeld, Cloquet Esco Carleton. Duluth Denfeld coming back from their COVID break. They played one game. They tied Duluth East. It's brought in by Brainerd there. Net goes off, but talking about that again. Duluth Denfeld played Duluth East for the first game. They tied them. Now they have come back from the COVID break. They were dealing with COVID issues, obviously. They beat, in their last game, they beat North Shore 15-0.
You know, and from what I've been reading, they got some really good. They got a great goalie. They've got a bunch of good players. They play good. They've been in the top 10 in the ranking for a while, and they hadn't even played a game. And they played Duluth East, I believe, earlier and tied them, did they not? First game of the year?
Yeah, they played Duluth East. Yep. Tied them. So we are underway for the final period of play at the IRA Civic Center. 7 seconds remaining on the Brainerd power play. And that was shot there from the point by the Warriors, and now some roughing going on here. Unnecessary roughing. Probably be a couple penalties here. Kind of saw this in the Duluth East Grand Rapids JV game. Some extra shoving and pushing. And now we're seeing it here once again. Tonight, Grand Rapids will go on the power play from this. It's 2 guys from the Warriors are heading to the box. Only 1 for Grand Rapids. So Grand Rapids' first power play of the game coming up here.
1 second. We're supposed to get one guy back, but he won't be able to come out of the. Right now, it still should be 3-on-3 for a second, so one guy should come off the ice for Grand Rapids. Unless they skip. I don't know what they're doing here. I have a feeling they're getting more than just a 2-minute penalty.
It's probably going to be 4-on-4. 4-on-4 for 1 second, then 5-on-4 for a minute 59.
Kind of leads me to think that the 2 guys got probably more than a 2-minute penalty.
It could be, or they could just be coincidental minors. So now, Dulong back on the ice. Power play for Grand Rapids here to start this third period of play. Out front to roll off. Can't get a shot on net there, and it's going to be fired all the way down by Brainerd and played by the goaltender Lagergren. Now Grand Rapids coming the other way. Here's Jacobson. Up to Hausen. Hausen gets it poked away, leaves the zone. Now Hausen back in neutral.
Where Grand Rapids needs to just go to fundamental power play here.
Jacobson at the point. To Verbeek. Out front. Roll off. Weak shot there. Gets it on net, but it blockered away by The goaltender Springer shot all the way down by Brainerd. Now incoming to pick it up is Jacobson. Can't find Verbeek on the pass there. That will be shot in by Dulag. Now back in the Grand Rapids zone. 52 seconds remaining on the power play for the Thunderhawks. Here's Jacobson. Up to Salisbury. Center ice. Salisbury can't handle it now, and it's going to be shot off the glass by the Warriors. Kept in by Davis. Now Jacobson can't get a shot through there. Connor Erickson blocked it there. Shot all the way down once again by Brainerd. Good penalty kill for the Warriors here so far. Only 22 seconds remaining on the power play for Grand Rapids. And now the whistle blows for a stoppage of play. Looks like it's an offside.
You know, Grand Rapids just can't get a handle on the puck when they had it in the zone on this power play. Brainerd defensemen playing well. They're blocking shots. And the wings are able, when they defensemen do that, the wings are able to step back and help them too.
Shot in by Brainerd. Treating back with it for Grand Rapids is Hausen. To Davis. Davis shot. Fires it over the net. It's going to wrap around the boards and go all the way down. And that's going to do it for the Grand Rapids power play. Back to 5-on-5. Hockey out front. Another chance for Brainerd. Big save there by Zach Lagergren. He was all alone there. That was number 29. Zach Burks all alone. Couple chances there. Now opportunity for Grand Rapids as the puck was loose. Shot there by Hausen. Deflects off a stick. Now controlled by Grand Rapids in the far corner. Here's Carey for Brainerd. Sends it off the glass. And it will go all the way down for an icing.
That was an excellent opportunity for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. Puck squirted loose. Owen Glenn was coming right down and in the slot area, and he just couldn't get his stick on the puck, or else he'd had a wide open net. He'd had to put it in on the backhand, but he just couldn't get it there. So Grand Rapids, that was a good opportunity now. Now even strength, both teams back. Got to turn the tide here a little bit.
Jacobson back with it. Face off in the Brainerd zone. Jacobson now at the point. Can't find someone on the pass there. Now it's flipped up and goes out of play. I'd like to give a shout out to my cousin, Carrie Ann Mortensen, watching from Grand Forks, North Dakota. And also my grandparents watching. My Grandma Pat and Grandpa Ken, and other side of the family, Grandpa Kurt and Grandma Mary. Shout out to all of them. Thanks for watching. Watching my brother, number 3, Blaine Mortensen, on the Grand Rapids JV. Out front, shot there by Brainerd. Loose, and the whistle will blow. The puck was still loose, but the referee blows it dead.
You know, both goalies have made some really nice saves in this game. Kind of key saves. Puck just sitting loose. Good one-on-one shots right in the slot area by both teams. Kind of defensemen letting guys go, sliding away a little bit. So they need both teams to probably tighten that up a little bit.
Face off in the Grand Rapids zone. Still tied up at 1 apiece, just under 11 minutes remaining in period number 3. Grand Rapids will control it, trying to find a pass there as it goes to center ice. Now Davis will drive in with it. Down to the backboards. In the near corner, Verbeek picks it up to Davis. Davis can't get a shot through there, hit traffic. Hayden Davis has had a very good game for Grand Rapids. He's been very involved in the play offensively and defensively. He's been rushing it up a lot and a lot of shots on net and lots of attempted shots as well.
You know, all game long, that winger sat up on that board, and the one time that Dulong was there, he should have stayed still, decided to make a change, is Davis come behind the net, and Davis threw it out there and iced the puck. And now DuLong is going to stay on the ice still.
Back by Brainerd. Shot fired over the net. Now sent down to the near corner by Erickson. Now Jacobson picks it up for Grand Rapids as he gets tripped up there. Now Verbeek will bring it out. Brainerd forced to retreat, but now picked up by Roloff. Roloff coming in with speed. Out front, can't find a pass there. Now Verbeek sends it down to the backboards. Sent up the far sideboards by Davidge. A shot there by 16, Luke Dulag. Back up to the point. Roloff can't hold the blue line there. Now we have a penalty coming up on Grand Rapids, tripping on number 4, Mitchell Hausen.
No, it was intended to be a hip check, but he just caught him with his legs and was able to trip the guy up for Brainerd. But, I look at the shots now. Brainerd's got back in this. They were down, 8 shots. Now it's 18 Grand Rapids, 14 for Brainerd. So Brainerd's come back to start this period out, and they've got themselves 6 shots already in this period.
Owen Glenn drives up with it into the Brainerd zone. Deep in the zone. Now here's Larson to Selsker. Now back in the Brainerd zone, behind the net. Controlled by the Warriors. Sent up to Brow. Now over to Holden Larson. Shot right on there, and a glove save by Lagergren.
Yeah, Brainerd, they've taken advantage of this power play. Grand Rapids has given them a couple opportunities with these power plays to get back in and take the lead in this game.
Shot there by Brainerd. Rebound chance. Can't get the backhand on net there. There was a rebound chance by Larson. Shot it just wide. And now we have another penalty coming up.
That was a really nice save by the Grand Rapids goalie, Lagergren. The Brainerd player had a wide open net, and Lagergren was able to get his right pad out there and was able to stop that. That was and then the puck came back around the other side, and the guy was going to stuff it in, and he was able to get over there and get a glove on it. So good goaltending by the Grand Rapids Thunderhawk goalie.
Yeah, both goaltenders have played very good here this evening. 17 saves for the goaltender of Brainerd, Carter Springer, and 16 saves for Lagergren of Grand Rapids. Now Brainerd gets a penalty here. And we'll have 4-on-4 hockey for about a minute. And Grand Rapids will have a short 40-second power play. Here with 8:20 remaining in our final period of play from the IRA Civic Center. Another entertaining JV matchup here between Grand Rapids and Brainerd. Of course, last time we did the Grand Rapids JV team, there's a 3-3 tie between Duluth East and Grand Rapids. We'll see if we have overtime here again tonight.
And that Duluth East Grand Rapids game, I believe at the 8:02 mark in this game last time, we were Grand Rapids was ahead 3-1. And so Grand Rapids, this is where they're going to have to buckle down and defend their own zone and play offensive hockey. Basic hockey is what they need to do right now.
Here's Jacobson. Fumbles with it. Forced to go back in the Grand Rapids zone. Back behind the net over to Davis. Trying to find Verbeek there. Can't connect on the pass, and shot right back in by the Warriors' number 3, Mitchell Brow. Now back behind the net. Davis sends it up the boards. And now that was Luke Dulong trying to find Verbeek on the pass. Back in the Brainerd zone. Up to neutral, roll-off controls. Now sent through neutral, back in the Grand Rapids zone. Davis over to Jacobson. Now up to Butterfield. Butterfield still controls, up to Davis, shot right on. And a save there by Springer. And now Grand Rapids on the power play here now only for 15 more seconds.
Not another nice shot by Hayden Davis.
Shot all the way down by Brainerd. Now back in the Warriors zone. Brainerd picks it up through neutral. Here's Selisker. Along the near half wall. Now Butterfield controls it, sends it back behind the net. Here's Provenzino. No, it hits a skate of one of the players, and it goes on net. Lagergren has to cover it up.
Yeah, this is where, like I say it all the time, to get to this point of the game, you got to be smart with the puck. You know, carry it out of the zone. Instead of just throwing it out, I've always believed to carry the puck out of the zone instead of just throw it out of the zone.
One back by Brader there. Shot by number 47, Connor Erickson. Goes over the net. Grand Rapids controls. Hausen finds Osplund. Now up to Zimmer. Now deep in the Brainerd zone. Grand Rapids trying to wrap it around there. Sent behind the net by Cousino. Now battle for it along the far sideboards. Now Brainerd trying to shoot it out. Jacobson keeps it in, sends it down to the far corner. Now back up to Jacobson. Down to Osplund, who can't handle it. Now it will be sent off the boards. It will go all the way down, played by goaltender Lagergren. Jacobson coming up with speed, sends it up to Dulong. Dulong tips it ahead. Now we have a big penalty coming up there on Brainerd. That's going to be an interference penalty. Looks like the Warriors player had his stick up high there or something. Probably could have been called something else, but either way, Grand Rapids heading to the power play with 5:23 remaining in period number 3.
You know, he had the Grand Rapids player was 5 feet in front of him. The puck was already past the goal line, and they were 3 feet in front of the goal line. He should have just let him go, and it went to the puck instead. He'd have beat him to the puck still.
Grand Rapids power play unit out. Roll-off controls. Now back behind the net. Now the Warriors control. Browse sends it out all the way down. No icing on the play as Grand Rapids is on the power play. Here's Davis. Up to Provenzino. Provenzino shot right on there, cradled by the goaltender Springer, and we have a stoppage of play.
You know, we're down to 4:52 left in this game. Grand Rapids has a power play for a minute 29. Shots are 20-18 in favor of the Thunderhawks. They need to just keep the puck down in the Brainerd zone in this last minute 29 of the power play. Be headman the puck, be smart with the puck, not just throw it away.
To the point, Davis. Down to the half wall, over to Dulong. Now in the corner. Now the Warriors are going to shoot it all the way down. That was shot down by Burks. Going to pick it up for Grand Rapids is Provenzino. Battle for it. Now coming away with it is Davis. Up to Verbeek. Verbeek through center ice. Back to Roloff. Shot there. Good play by the Brainerd defender, Noah Biles, to stop the puck from going hard at the net, and it was a pretty easy save there for Springer.
See, now that makes here's some penalty that neither one of these kids need to take right now. You know.
So yeah, another coincidental minor penalty on number 29, Zach Burks, and number 14, Travis Verbeek of Grand Rapids. I believe that's the third coincidental minor penalty of this game.
Well, you just can't cross-check somebody right in front of the referee and think you're going to get away with it after the play.
Grand Rapids still at the power play for 34 seconds. Looking to get something going here. Here's Hausen up through center ice. Gets it poked away by number 17, Randweiler. Jacobson up to Salisbury. Can't connect on the pass there. Now back to neutral. And Grand Rapids is just offside there for a stoppage of play.
Yeah, both teams aren't really controlling the puck right now. They're just kind of throwing it out. They need to get control of it right now, or else at this point, 3:39 left in the game, we could be looking at another overtime. Seen a few of them already this year.
Looking at shots on goal. Shot there by Butterfield. And a save by the goaltender, Springer. About, like I said, shots on goal 22-18 in favor of Grand Rapids. Another penalty coming up on Brainerd this time. Grand Rapids gets a shot off there. And Thunderhawks heading back to the power play.
You know, the Brainerd player, he actually cross-checked one guy. The Rapids guy, he cross-checked his own guy. And so they both went down. So here it is going to be, Brainerd's going to be on the opposite end of this here real soon.
So another power play for Grand Rapids. Last couple power plays for Grand Rapids hasn't been the greatest. Brainerd has done a good job at shooting it down just like they did just now. So we'll see if they can get something going with 3:07 remaining in period 3. I'm just going to say I noticed Blaine Mortensen isn't out here. Notice he's down by the glass getting ready for the varsity game. Has the Grand Rapids warm-up jersey on. Shot there by Butterfield, and a glove save by Springer.
You know, that's what Grand Rapids need to do, is work it around right there. Instead of trying to do the little tiny passes, you know, work it around. Skate it out till you got freedom to where you can actually take it and you'll be able to get it to your defenseman who's wide open. They're trying to throw the long pass all the way across the rink through everybody, and it's being intercepted every single time.
Brainerd controls in their own zone. To Larson, who sends it all the way down. Treating back with it for Grand Rapids is Provenzino up to Davis. Davis will drive up with it through neutral. Davis out front, puts it towards the net. That was a nice, savvy play by Davis. And, you know, trying to find roll up there. You didn't know I was there, but that was a really nice play by Davis.
No, it was. Davis had done that. He can't find no one to pass it to. Instead of throwing it away, skate it out, skate it down, dump it in. If you can skate it in the zone, you do that.
45 seconds remaining on the power play for Grand Rapids. Roll off with a shot right on. Pad save by Springer. Now in the near corner, Brainerd will come away with it, and they'll shoot it all the way down. Oh, another penalty coming up here way after the play. It's been a very dirty and
I missed that.
Yeah, it's been a very dirty and just a lot of unnecessary penalties here in this third period.
And if Dulon gets this penalty, you know, they're going to send him in there. This is his third penalty. And I know for a fact 2 of them should not have been taken. At this level, this is where you use your head. You have to stay in the game. You know, you're getting penalties. When you're in that penalty box, and I know I spent plenty of time in there, you don't help your team.
So the box for Brainerd is Holden Larson, number 19, and Luke Dulong, number 16 of Grand Rapids. Another coincidental penalty on both teams. Now Grand Rapids still with that power play sent out front. They'll have that power play for 19 more seconds. And the time is winding down here in this third period. We only have a minute 30 in the final period of play. Grand Rapids controls in the offensive zone. Jacobson. Back to Jacobson now. Shot there. And it got deflected wide. Brainerd back to full strength. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Here's Hausen. Back to the point, Butterfield. Shot and a glove save by Springer.
I don't know how the goalie even seen that, but he had a beat on it. It was heading over the top of the net, and he was able to get his glove on it. Grand Rapids has had some power plays that they could have capitalized on, and they just weren't able to do that. Brainerd played really good shorthanded. You're able to get the puck interfered in a man's face, dumping it down, making Grand Rapids scramble right now.
And we have 1 minute remaining in our final period of play in this JV matchup. Still 1-1 between Grand Rapids and Brainerd. We haven't had a goal since the first period of play. Now back in the Grand Rapids zone. Far corner sent out by Grand Rapids. Now it goes through neutral. Incoming is roll off for Grand Rapids trying to pick it up. Nice play there as he tipped away. He does pick it up now. Tries finding Davis on the pass. Davis got knocked off the play. Now Brainerd controls in their own zone. Here's Carey. Tries finding Miles there. Looked like it's waved up. It looked like it was a ways before the red line there.
Yes, it was.
And we only have 13 seconds remaining in this period. 8 seconds remaining. Play in the Brainerd zone. Deep in the zone. Now up to the point. One last chance for Davis. Shot right out. Rebound chance. That was an opportunity for Owen Glenn. He couldn't pull the trigger there. And we are heading to overtime once again from the IRA Civic Center.
Yeah, it's one of them games where, too many penalties, too many coincidental penalties, too many penalties that were unnecessary penalties that just kind of handcuff both teams. I think you stay 5-on-5, you see a completely different game. You see a better hockey game. Now they're trying to determine how long they're going to play here. 4-on-4, and they're going to switch ends, which is something I guess I've never seen where the coaches talk to each other and make up what's going to happen here. I like that, though. I don't think neither team wants to leave here with a tie.
So it will be a 5-minute 4-on-4 overtime period. So we'll see if we can get a winner here in this JV game.
And you and I had talked about it earlier, how nice it would be if they would go to overtime 3-on-3s to get winners. And look what they've done it in the NHL. They did it in Omaha Pod. A lot of times you don't see a tie game anymore when it's like that, because you make a mistake. It's precise passing. It's position passing. You make that one mistake, the puck can end up on a wide open man. Look at the Minnesota Wild this year. They've won, I think, 3-4 games on 3-on-3 with just precise tic-tac-toe passing. Not saying the other team made a mistake, but it's you're 3-on-3 out there, and you move the puck a lot better. But then again, you also have to have good skaters. You can't throw the puck away. You don't want to dump it, don't want to lose it, don't want to throw it into somebody, because it is a precise situation.
Especially for varsity hockey, I would like to see 3-on-3 overtime. We've seen a lot of ties this high school hockey season. Look at Evelyn Gilbert. They've had 3 ties so far this season. And, just all around Minnesota, there's been a lot of ties so far early in this 2021 hockey season.
I don't remember. Evelyn and Hibbing had a 0-0 tie in their overtime game. And I think you play that 3-on-3, it changes everything.
Opportunity there for Grand Rapids. I thought it was maybe in, but evidently it wasn't. Hausen at the point for the Thunderhawks. Tries finding Verbeek. Goes over his stick. Now Carey sends it out. Intercepted by Jacobson at center ice. Roll off now. We'll shoot it in. Here's Ekstrand. Verbeek almost had an opportunity there. Now Ekstrand once again picks it up. Tipped out by Brainerd. Now intercepted by Selsker. Sends it around the boards. It goes behind the net. Now here's Salisbury.
They played most of the third period 4-on-4, so they should be used to this.
Butterfield sends it in. Deep in the Brainerd zone. In the near corner. Here's Salisbury now. Sends it back down to the backboards. Back of the near corner, up to the point. Now here's Davis. Shot wide of the net. Another shot there by Provenzino. Steered aside by the goaltender Springer. 3:22 remaining in this overtime period as it's brought out by Brainerd. Here's Brow. Brow looking over his options. Shot there from the corner. Gets it on net and a save by Lagergren.
Right off the face mask.
Flipped out by Grand Rapids to center ice. Here's Carey. Carey mishandles it. Picked up by Glenn, but he can't get through the Brainerd defenders as it's picked up by Burks. Now up to the point. Here's Brow. Flips it in. Down to the far corner. Here's Provenzino. Dominic Provenzino over to Davis. Picks it up. Through neutral. Davis driving in now. Shot. Fires it over the net off the glass. Now Brainerd comes the other way. Here's Selsker. Shot there. And a glove save by Lagergren.
Hayden Davis has had a great game controlling the puck back and forth. It'd be nice to see him take advantage of one of these rushes he gets and gets a shot on net and get a goal. Brainerd's had a couple guys like that too tonight. That's a defenseman that's able to, instead of throwing it out there, skating the puck out of their zone. I like to see that.
Yeah, Davis has definitely had his opportunities to get the game-winning goal here in the third period and overtime as well. Brought in by Jacobson. On net, can't get a rebound there. Shot up by Brainerd. Brandweiler shoots it in. 2:05 remaining in period 3. Shots on goal, 28-18 in favor of Grand Rapids. To the point, kept in by Brainerd, now intercepted by Hausen.
That was a really lucky play by Grand Rapids. Two defensemen standing right in front of the goalie. Grand Rapids defenseman had drifted up past him.
Now here's a possible chance, but Hausen is there to break up the play. Verbeek now. To the point, Brainerd shot blocked away by Hausen. Once again, it's Carey. Landon Carey sends it down to the far corner. Now Roloff picks it up through center ice. Roloff driving in out front. Can't find Davis on the pass there. Now here's Larson. Over to Brow. Shot there. Looks like it didn't get on net. Now here's Dominic Provenzino. No icing there on the play as Provenzino tries finding Dulong. And now the whistle's going to blow here possibly. No, they don't blow the whistle.
The door come open. I was wondering why he was stuck there.
Yeah, the door came open. Looks like maybe one of the Grand Rapids varsity players might have accidentally opened it. As there's a shot there and a glove save by Springer.
This is where I think that 3-on-3 would open it up a little better. 4-on-4s open it up. The 3-on-3, I think, would even a little bit more. Right now, what I would do is, it's overtime. I'd call timeout if I was either one of these coaches, just to kind of regroup, reset, get your number one line back out there.
And we only have 37 seconds remaining in period 3. To the point, Davis shot right on. No rebound there. Another shot goes wide of the net to the near corner. Davis at the point. Down to Glenn. Back in the corner now. 17 seconds remaining in period, the overtime period. Here's Davis. Davis driving in. Shot! It's still loose there out front.
No.
The goalie didn't know where it was at. And now we have some extracurricular activities going on as the tempers are flaring. And the scoreboard did show 0. The buzzer finally does sound. That was kind of funny there. Hayden Davis put the shot on there. No one knew where the puck was for a few seconds. It was loose out front there. I thought in the final seconds there, Davis was maybe going to end it there.
Man. I'd have to say, for Grand Rapids, Hayden Davis was a star this game. I mean, he played really well. Bring the shot down, a few feet, hit the net. I think a lot of shots both ways. Pucks were shot high in this game. Penalties that didn't need to be taken. Shots ended up being 30-18 in favor of Grand Rapids. And that doesn't say, I think Grand Rapids took at least 50 to 55 shots at net. And, take 15 of them shots, lower them, bring them down, hit the net. There's opportunities to win this game.
Final goaltender saves here in this JV matchup. Carter Springer of Brainerd with 30 saves for the Warriors. And then for Grand Rapids, Zach Lagergren. He had 17 saves. We end with another tie here for the Grand Rapids JV team. Of course, they tied Duluth East last Thursday night. Like I said, yeah, 1-1 tie. And we played an overtime period. Varsity matchup coming up here from the IRA Civic Center. We will start a new stream for that. I'd like to thank our sponsors really quick. Iron Range Apparel, Minnesota Twist Drill, Anthony's Heating, AC, and Refrigeration, G&B Environmental, and Winnie Trading Post. We thank all of them for their sponsorship of Up North Hockey. So watch out for that new stream in about 10 minutes. We had a good JV matchup here, and we're looking forward to the varsity matchup coming up from the IRA Civic Center.